Okay, welcome everyone. I'm Manisha, and I am a health and wellness coach and a doTERRA wellness advocate. And today I'm here to educate on women's health and hormones. And we're going to dive into that subject. So I'm really excited because I've been using essential oils for 3 years and educating on essential oils. While I was doing that, I became a student myself, right? And a teacher of what essential oils can do for the body. So I love talking about women's health and hormones. And, it feels a little bit like a carousel where to jump on, right? Because our body is full of hormones, everyday pumping, doing so many processes in the body, and they're very interconnected. So today we're going to just skim the surface. I've been learning and using essential oils for a few years, and learning doTERRA with Dr. Hill about hormones, it just blew my mind, really. And it just changed my life because, there's just so much to it. And once we start taking control of those little parts of our body, we just feel so much better. So today I'm going to introduce you to some of those basic doTERRA products that are going to help you on your hormone balancing journey. So like we say, hormones do a beautiful dance of the body. So when there's more of one, there's usually less of another. And then they switch it up and they're constantly moving. And while it's wonderful to be working, with your physician to help you find different things that can help you balance, doing things like stress management, caring for our body through proper nutrition, rest, and really cleaning up our products, that can do a giant load of the work. So today we're just going to talk again about doTERRA products that are going to help you on that journey. And, I hopefully it inspires you. I always say that if you can feel a little better, you can do a little better. So when I use my balance or my rose, I feel better and I can make better choices when it comes to things like eating or how I, show up for others in the world. So let's get started. Okay, so when we talk about women's health and hormones, we should really start by taking a self-assessment, right? Kind of where you are, maybe on a scale of 1 to 10. A one being you have no unwanted symptoms, and I'd say you're like a unicorn in the world of women's health. But you just don't feel any symptoms, and life goes on. And then maybe up to a 10, where maybe your hormones just don't feel out of control. Maybe you're in childbirth. Look at your monthly cycle. What's that feeling like? Is it manageable? Are your hormones causing a disruption to your normal day and your family life? Right? Sometimes we don't realize that our hormones are what's affecting the little things around us. Maybe you're in pre or post menopause. How are those symptoms doing? So take a little bit of an evaluation. Hormone balance or imbalance can look like so many different things, more than just mood swings or infertility or difficulty losing weight, right? So hormone imbalance can look like type 2 diabetes. It can look like hyper or hypothyroid. It can look like adrenal fatigue, a lot of things. Low libido, poor skin, trouble sleeping, so hopefully we can just give you some ideas on where to go. And if you're that person who felt like you had no unwanted symptoms, just take a look again and just take stock of your days, because it might be the hormones that are causing, and you're not realizing it, but that's what's causing the different little things going on in your life that you do want to change. So when we look at the reproductive system of a female body specifically, we're talking about the ovaries and fallopian tubes, the uterus, the cervix, the external genitalia, and the breast, because they all work closely with other systems, especially the endocrine system, like the pancreas and the liver. So the ovaries secrete estrogen, and of course, estrogen is the hormone that helps with women's growth and development, and it's a regulator. So progesterone is also crucial for fertility, but when we're talking about progesterone in non-childbearing years, it's also important overall as a source of anti-inflammatory in the body. It's a mood regulator. It reduces anxiety. And then, of course, for women who are wanting to get pregnant, progesterone helps you have a viable pregnancy. So, what happens with estrogen is when you look at the cycle of a woman's body, when estrogen is high, progesterone is typically low. And then as the cycle continues, estrogen goes low and progesterone goes high. And so you can literally track different symptoms if you're looking at your cycle in a month and, kind of like get an idea like, oh, I think maybe my progesterone is having a problem and I'm not really having that switch at the end of my cycle. Or maybe it just feels like you're really running some kind of estrogen dominant symptoms. So really, really important, and I already mentioned this, but is the nutrition and hydration, right? They play such a direct impact on the production of our hormones because that's what feeds our different organs. And of course, new hydration in the body just moves everything through. So if you're dehydrated, that's going to be like a huge reason things are not working well in your body as well. So keep in mind that you can journal, through your monthly cycles. If you really want to get in tune with your body, I always recommend journaling. Your journal, your moods, your dates, your cycle, anything to really kind of get to know your body better. And that's when you can start working on the different areas that need some support. Okay, so we're talking about doTERRA, and honestly, the foundation of healthy body and just balance in the body is making sure our boxes are checked. So it's kind of like we can't get on that next level of quality of life until we have certain boxes checked. And why I love lifelong vitality specifically for hormones is because you have foundational nutrition, things like omega fatty acids, the vitamin D, vitamin C, all the different vitamins and omegas that help you have optimal hormone balance and energy levels in the body. And I love the omega and the microplex VMZ for those reasons. But my favorite component is the purple bottle, right? It's packed with the antioxidants and anti-inflammatories and energy cofactors. And it helps the liver. The liver is literally that huge filtering organ that does hundreds of processes in the body. And a big one is making sure that those hormones are regulated and flowing right. And that purple bottle, that CRS, right there is basically your liver superfood in a bottle. Another really great product, and when we're talking about balancing health and hormones to look at, is our bone nutrient complex. So at face value, you would just think it's, bioavailable nutrition for men and women, even though it says women, just it's for men and women. But it's not, you would think it's for only for bone integrity, strengthening overall health, which of course is so important for weak and fragile bones, bone fractures, people that are, kids that are growing, people that are aging. But in this, there's extra vitamin D and things like magnesium. These are powerhouses for hormonal balance in the body. So if you're like a super sciencey person, you can learn more about those metabolic processes. But basically and simply, vitamin D and magnesium are absolutely key when it comes to having balanced hormonal state in your body. Now, besides what's in and around us, we have another pretty awesome product here. So the reason I talked to you about estrogen is because, this product, I never really understood it until I listened to Dr. Hill talk about xenoestrogens. So xenoestrogens, different from estrogens, xenoestrogens are a subcategory of the endocrine disruptor group. And these specifically have estrogen-like effects. So you can remember one thing, is that the phytoestrogen, that is the xenoestrogen cleanup product. Whew, that's a mouthful. So that's the xenoestrogen cleanup product. So that's what we want to put into our body. And it's kind of like an estrogen-like therapy, but keep in mind there is no estrogen. Okay, so it includes ingredients in this product derived from whole food sources. So the genistein comes from whole soybeans, the lignin from flaxseed, and the ellagic acid from pomegranate. Okay, and these different components of the phytoestrogen go in and eat up the xenoestrogens at all the cell receptor sites. They eat them up. And that's what they do, is they're kind of like these little bodyguards, and that's really, really key. So if you have any kind of, chronic, long-term, I don't know why my body can't get it together kind of feeling, this will be the product that will really help, because basically eating up those harmful xenoestrogen metabolites helps to minimize those unwanted symptoms, especially if you're dealing with menstrual cycle issues or going into menopause. Really important to remember those reasons. So there is a small amount of fermented soy, very small amount, and that in fermented soy is a positive thing. And there's a big difference between just soy and fermented soy, so you can keep that in mind. So I love the phytoestrogen and the bone nutrient together because the magnesium and the vitamin D and the bone nutrient sets up all those wonderful things, right? And then in the phytoestrogen, it balances us. So it's a real powerhouse duo. And so I like to do those together. And keep in mind, men can absolutely take phytoestrogen because, let's be honest, men have hormone issues too, right? Moody men. So hormones just need balancing in everyone. So this is a great one to add into your daily, and again, journaling what's going on in your body and how it's presenting itself will help you discover which of these supplements are going to be needed for you. Okay, let me talk about one of the favorite oils. So, when we're looking at floral oils, really all of them are going to be so key for hormonal balance. But let's talk about Rose, the total queen. So, she's absolutely wonderful on the abdomen for really bringing balance to the menstrual discomfort, especially in your cycle, and helping to promote regular ovulation if you're needing some help with progesterone, but emotionally as well. Rose is just the healer of all emotional wounds. And it's wonderful for boosting libido. And also it really helps to bring that softness. So if you've gone through a lot and you're usually like a really strong and tough, person, that's amazing. But sometimes you go through those periods and being tough and strong, you just need to really bring back that feminine softness that you need. So there's Rose, and that's a great time to grab for the Rose. You can get this either as an oil or here in this presentation, it's shown as a touch, which is just so easy to use, throw into your handbag. It's also a great oil to share with others. So Rose is truly our queen of oils. Clary Calm. This is such a hero product. It's a wonderful blend of all these special floral oils. So the number one being clary sage. So clary sage is a great help promoting an estrogen balance. And the nice thing about the oils is there's nothing, that's going to add estrogen, progesterone, cortisol. They're not doing that. They're helping the structure and function of the body to feel nice and balanced without needing to do that. There's also special oils in Clary Calm that we don't normally have, like palmarosa, vitex, carrot seed. And so this is going to be a real heavy hitter for PMS, heavy periods, hormone balancing cramps, hot flashes, mood swings. So this is one that people either love the smell or they don't. And you can definitely rub it onto your inner ankles or your feet. I mean, you don't have to have it somewhere where you can smell it. I personally like the smell, and I have a lot of members that use it as a personal perfume. So keep in mind there is bergamot in this, and don't forget that that's a citrus oil. So you're not going to roll this onto somewhere that, and then you're going to go out in the sun, right? Where the skin will be exposed, because citrus oils make your skin more sensitive to sunburn. So just be cautious about that. But I do love this one on my lower abdomen, my ankles, along my neck. And when I use this consistently, I really feel huge shift in my body. And the most consistent I can get with my oils is if I do this at bedtime. So I put it on my nightstand. Okay, so this could be a very, very long class, and I'm just going to kind of cherry pick some different systems of the body now. And we're going to talk about the endocrine system. So I love this picture because it's really kind of showing where all those parts in the body are. It gives us a visual if you haven't seen something like this before. So the endocrine system is directly involved in the growth and development, metabolism, and nutrient regulation, plus overall homeostasis. So it's kind of a big deal, right? A really big deal, and overall balance in the body. So there's a system of glands that produce and send hormones to targeted organs and tissues throughout the circulatory system. And essential oils can be so beneficial because they're circulated in the same way throughout the circulatory system, and they just have these wonderful benefits. So the glands involved, the pineal, thymus, ovaries, testicles, placenta, adrenal glands, pancreas, and the thyroid, of course. So if you want to go ahead, and we're going to go through each of these just a little bit more, but if you want to take a picture of this slide, that's a great, huge kind of an overview of the processes. Okay, so the liver. So I could literally talk a whole class about the liver. So we talk about it during our detox as well. But basically, a healthy liver function is the underpinning of hormone balance. So you're going to drink lots and lots of water, and you're going to add lemon or Slim and Sassy. We'll talk about Slim and Sassy more in a minute, but it is so good for your hormones, for your pancreas, blood sugar, so good for your liver. The lemon and other citruses like grapefruit, tangerine, they just help your liver produce more glutathione. And so they trigger that glutathione production. And that glutathione, it's an anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. So lemon and citrus oils trigger that. And we have an incredible family of product called Zendocrine as well. that's the oil blend or soft gels you see here on, and then you also see the detoxification complex, which is the herbal blend. So there are two different products. Okay, the oils in the soft gels: tangerine, rosemary, geranium, juniper berry, cilantro. Okay, they do their own thing. Each of them works really well in our body, um, to help us gently detox. And then the herb detox complex helps feed the body. So they're both very complementary and effective. And you'll see us using them during detoxes. You can, plan to use them and detox on your own as well. And, just again, being in tune with what your body needs and incorporating these into your, schedule, into your lifestyle so that they can work right when your body needs them. I highly recommend these. Okay, for the pancreas. So if you're needing pancreas support, Slim and Sassy is going to be your bread and butter. It's wonderful to support metabolism, regulate blood sugar, and release excess water. So there's cinnamon in it, which is going to regulate the blood sugar so well. There's ginger and peppermint, which are super revving to the metabolism, and grapefruit, right? That lymphatic will love grapefruit. It just helps to release their lymphatic and the edema that's going to be that's held on in your body. So a little tidbit about grapefruit: it's progesterone's best friend. So it's a wonderful at helping support progesterone balance. So if you're working through estrogen dominance and need some progesterone in your life for reducing anxiety and being that mood regulator, just start using extra grapefruit. You can even put it under your tongue or in your water. Um, and so it's a great one to add in. Slim and Sassy, again, we've got a couple of ways to use this. We've got the oil and the soft gels. Some people love the way it tastes, other people don't like it at all. So we have our Slim and Sassy soft gels. And it's great for if you're busy and you're on the go. This might be the best way for you to get your Slim and Sassy in, and take it throughout the day. So you can take 1 to 3 soft gels to support the metabolism, um, and really get that focused use. So I like the way Slim and Sassy tastes, so I will put it in my water. And again, drinking more water is always great. And when I flavor my water, I drink more water. So love that we have the oils, the doTERRA oils for that. So let's talk about the pineal gland. So um, it's, a small pea-sized gland that plays a major role. The pineal gland is, the pituitary gland is a small pea-sized role. The pineal gland produces melatonin, and our sleep cycles, right? It's important for our sleep, regulates the circadian rhythms, and that's when our body rests and repairs. And then there's a pituitary gland. It's a small pea-sized gland that plays a major role in regulating body functions and general well-being. So these are like master glands that control the activity of other, hormone secreting glands. Now, you can use a lot of oils for relaxation and sleep, but I want to highlight 2 of my go-tos. Frankincense, well, kind of the king of oils, right? It's all kinds of amazing to bring down the anxiety of the days. Even if you don't think that you're anxious when you're going to bed, or if that you were stressed, it will help you bring your mind and body down a notch. It's pretty amazing. And that was really my first oil. And I was kind of in awe of feeling so much better when I thought I wasn't feeling anxious. So really, really a great oil to have, whether you're using it in a diffuser, on the skin, massaging with it. It's just a great one to have. And Immertal. So this is a really heavy hitter, and you can use it in a few ways. It's one of my skincare oils at night. It's great for rejuvenating the skin. It's really relaxing and it smells amazing. So it includes these oils, like a really heavy hitter of oils like frankincense. It does have frankincense in it. It also has Hawaiian sandalwood, lavender, myrrh, helichrysum, and the queen of oils, rose. So this is, again, I'm using it for a couple of reasons, right? I'm putting it on my face and I'm using it for the skin rejuvenating qualities. But then again, it's also giving me the aromatherapy and the relaxation, and just really kind of bringing everything down, general well-being, so that I can sleep better. And in sleeping better, my body's going to feel better. Now with Immertal, this one is not diluted, so keep that in mind. You can make it into 2. You can use it. I use it straight like that. It's very luxurious to use, and definitely you get some really high quality oil, high high vibe oils in there. So it's going to be a great add to your regime. Okay, so let's talk about adrenals for a second. So the adrenals pump cortisol. Okay, and cortisol is what gives you that burst of energy. So when you wake up in the morning, you have healthy adrenals, your eyes open, you should feel ready to go. And that's something many struggle with, um, you know, because adrenal fatigue is not a healthy adrenal. And you wake up in the morning, you shouldn't feel like it's so hard to get up. You should feel like you've got your energy, get out of bed. So that's what adrenals do for you. They pump the cortisol in the morning and say, time to wake up. And think of it this way: your cortisol is your daytime hormone, and your melatonin is your nighttime hormone. Okay, so cortisol in the morning. But what happens is when you're super, super tired, your body, your adrenals are tired, and they just keep pumping cortisol because they're trying to do the best they can. But we're not getting the rest we need. So, it's about 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and your body's feeling really tired, but maybe you still have a few things to do. So instead of your body producing melatonin at that time, your body says to the adrenals to make more cortisol. So it pumps the cortisol, and you get this burst of energy, late at night, and then you're up even later, right? And you can't get back to bed, and then you're tired the next day. So it's kind of a cycle. So the adrenals are wonderful, but they need a lot of help because we have to learn how to turn them off and let them take a break. So magnolia is one of our highest oils in linalool, and that's a calming component that's in like lavender. And lavender, is soothing, anti-anxiety, chill out feel. Um, well, magnolia has up to 3 times the amount of linalool. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that magnolia, and again, it's a floral, right? So it's good for hormones. You're going to rub it onto the back of your adrenals. Um, so if you don't know where your adrenals are, um, it's they're let's see, where the kidneys are, and the adrenals are right above there. So that's where you're going to apply your magnolia. So go ahead and look back at the picture, and you can see where that you would apply that. So if you're really wanting to give your adrenals some love, you can do cedarwood and vetiver, and sandalwood with that too. So you're going to go to sleep feeling really great. So it's the magnolia that's going to really help the adrenals. And then when you wake up, you're going to want to take Mito 2 Max. So that's a natural energy and stamina complex, and it has mushrooms in it. Now, not the mushrooms that make you, go on a trip, if you know what I mean, but the mushrooms that are basically like a coffee replacement. And they're called an adaptogen and help your body. And so you may be hearing about this recently. I know a lot of people want to get out of coffee and they take adaptogens, like these really special kinds. And then there's hundreds of different varieties of these mushrooms, but it's kind of a big thing right now, mushroom coffee and that mushroom hot cocoa, right? Well, Mito 2 Max, it was out years ago because doTERRA was really ahead of the game, and they knew about adaptogens and they knew about the mushrooms. And so that's what's in Mito 2 Max, and it has some great stuff for focus and concentration. So we have a lot of people that, in the afternoon, they're starting to switch out that second cup of coffee or that afternoon coffee with Mito 2 Max. And something definitely to try and see how your body responds and see how the rest of your afternoon goes. And, just take note of that because that's something you can, create a habit, and it will be a new healthy habit for you. Okay, thyroid. So, okay, the thyroid is a whole class in itself. And I think we know that you could talk a lot about the thyroid. But I want to do in this class is just give you a great little blend, a roller blend. So if you're someone who needs thyroid support, you're going to do 10 drops each of clove, myrrh, frankincense, and lemongrass in a roller ball. Top it off with FCO and apply it to your thyroid 3 times a day. So just roll it on the thyroid. And this plus LLV has been a game changer for a lot of people needing some support there. And, look into more research on thyroid. And if that's something that you need support with, definitely reach out to your oils first and see how they can, be your natural go-to in this area. Okay, so we're nearing the end, and let me show you about this. So I love talking about this, and obviously and honestly, we talk about it so many different classes, and we have a lot of products, right? doTERRA. Every time you come to a class, you probably get this like long list of things that you want to try. But if you're wanting to start somewhere, I would definitely say start on LLV and definitely look at a couple of these products. So if you need the adrenal support, add the Mito 2 Max and Magnolia. But if you're just needing overall hormonal support, definitely take a look at the Claricom phytoestrogen bone nutrient and the rose. And the reason I truly love the way doTERRA takes care of us as customers, because we can order these products we need in our wellness box, right? We call this our LRP, our loyalty rewards program. But in our wellness box, we can get up to 30% back for free products. So that's what I love. I love that I can get products from my house, like my natural cleaning products, or I can get my products from my hormones, like my Mito2 Max, my phytoestrogen, my rose. And I can even get free oil a month if I plan that really well. And then I'll get the percent back, so, $30, $40 in free products. That's pretty cool. So I just want to remind people that the bone nutrient phytoestrogen and Claricom, that's called the Women's Health Kit in the US market and maybe in some other markets. Okay. So you can add on these extra items. So if you're in your shopping cart, there's different categories too, like single blends, singles blends, body care. And there's a section in your shopping cart called kits. Look at that. Okay. Because I love the way they did that as well. They have all these different kits like digestion, immune system, and then the wellness kit, the women's wellness. So definitely take a look at that, explore your, doTERRA site and just get really familiar with it, because as you explore it and you discover, you come to these classes and you decide what your body needs, or what someone in your family needs, you can kind of like plan out your orders. And over some time, you have a pretty amazing collection, which is really replacing the things you used to buy. Um, and making you feel a whole lot better as well. Okay, so we are ending this class right now. And so this is our women's health and hormones class. And next week we have our last class of this series called Oils for Pain Management. Hope you can make it. Once we have that class, then we're going to start these classes all over again. So if you missed a class, that's okay. You can just catch up and watch a replay or maybe come to the live again. And then I just always like to end this class with talking about the three types of people that come to our classes, right? So the first type of person, uses the oils. They're excited to live a natural solutions lifestyle. And when they learn about the power of essential oils, they can't wait to try everything and really make those simple swaps to feel healthier and happier. So doTERRA supports this type of person by providing free monthly essential oil education, such as this class, and also community, right? So you get to learn and take that wellness journey alongside other people. The second type of person is sitting here and thinking, oh my gosh, my mother needs these oils, or I want my friends to learn about this. And these people naturally want to share what they love. So doTERRA supports this person through a generous system to reward people who share the products. And as you share consistently over time, you can have your oils you purchase paid for each month. So we really call this free natural healthcare. And there are thousands and thousands of people all over the world who are currently receiving free natural healthcare from doTERRA. So the third type of person has been watching me this entire time and thinking, that's what I want to do. I want to change people's lives through educating people about the power of essential oils. So doTERRA rewards this type of person through an incredibly generous compensation plan. And as these people educate others about the power of essential oils, they can earn enough to supplement or even replace their income so they can become financially free. And the impact of sharing and teaching others about oils is so large. So it's definitely something to think about, and just sit back and see where your journey is going, and how our team can support you in your journey, because we are here to help you grow. So thank you guys for coming to this class or watching the replay. We will be back next week again for the next class, and hope to see you then.